Let's talk about the Second World War. Having been exploring the history of DC Comics in chronological order, I've been steeped in their history within the context of World War II for about 3 years now, and given that amount of time, I've come to start paying close attention to the wartime propaganda that was pretty prevalent during the era. Now, to clarify, I think that its existence was ultimately a good thing overall. I'd gladly throw hands at anyone waving that bigoted red flag if I saw them in real life, but I think it'd be interesting to explore that aspect of graphic literature with a critical eye. And what better way to look at the full picture than with a bird's eye view? Today, we're talking about Hop Harrigan and the war era of DC Comics. Before we begin, remember to leave a like on the video if you enjoy it, and if you like what I'm doing here, go ahead and subscribe. To the newbies, welcome. And to the oldies, welcome back. Let's talk about DC Comics. Usually, when we talk about a main character's journey through DC Comics continuity, there are 4 distinct versions. Hop Harrigan, however, only has 2, beginning on Earth 2. Hop Harrigan was DC's most popular ace character, meaning he was an ace fighter pilot. His father was himself a well-known pilot during the Great War and had gone missing on a flight to South America. Hop, suddenly orphaned, was taken in by his neighbor, Silas Crane, who in truth only wanted Harrigan's family fortune. We don't know what happened to Hop's mother, but my money is that she passed away during childbirth. Hop finds Silas about to axe his dad's old biplane and decides right then and there to head for the hills. He runs across 2 people whose government names are Tank Tinker and Prop Wash, and the trio decide to start up All American Aviations, which prompts me to mention that this all takes place within the pages of All American Comics, a magazine from All American Publications. But then, following the real-world attack on Pearl Harbor, Hop's adventures take a focus on military-themed adventures. Unlike many superheroes of the time, Hop was an ordinary young man with no superhuman abilities. His heroism stemmed from his skills as an aviator and his unwavering dedication to his country. Superheroes also made their presence felt on the battlefield. Many comic book issues featured their heroes directly involved in the war effort, often fighting alongside real-life soldiers. These stories blurred the lines between fantasy and reality, allowing soldiers to see their struggles reflected in the heroics of their favorite characters. There's also the ethical question of propaganda itself. While the intention was to unify and motivate, the use of propaganda can be seen as manipulative, influencing public opinion in a way that may not always align with moral principles. The glorification of war and the depiction of violence as heroic could be argued to have lasting impacts on young minds, shaping their perceptions of conflict and peace. We've seen how this can play out. Someone gets an idealized perception that war is glorious, brave, and adventurous, only to find that the reality of it is a horrific, barbaric, and traumatizing experience. Yet, it's important to view these comics within their historical context. They were products of their time, reflecting the anxieties, hopes, and prejudices of an era engulfed in total war. Comic books during World War II were both mirrors and shapers of culture, capturing the zeitgeist while simultaneously influencing it. Hop Harrigan began as a teenage orphan with a passion for aviation. His early adventures were typical of the pre-war era, involving barnstorming and air races. However, as the war progressed, Hop's character evolved to reflect the changing times. He joined the Army Air Corps, and his stories began to focus on his contributions to the war effort. Hop's wartime narratives were a mix of action, adventure, and patriotism. He was often depicted engaging in dogfights with enemy pilots, embarking on daring missions, and thwarting Axis plots. These stories provided readers a sense of vicarious participation in the war, as they followed Hop's exploits across various theaters of conflict. Harrigan's character symbolized the ideal American serviceman: brave, resourceful, and unwaveringly patriotic. His adventures underscore the importance of ordinary citizens' contributions to the war, aligning with the broader narrative of collective national sacrifice. For young readers, Hop represented an accessible hero, someone they could aspire to emulate in their own lives. After World War II, DC attempted to rebrand Hop Harrigan as a superhero called the Black Lamp, trying to stick with the modern trends of the time. But Hop himself didn't quite take off in the way the publishers had hoped, and Harrigan was quietly retired. Until just last year, when we get to the new reality of Prime Earth, Hop Harrigan is finally brought out of mothballs. With a nod to his real-world influences, Hop Harrigan is rewritten to be a World War II pilot who vanished around the tail end of the war. He and Tank Tinker shot down by the villain Robomb. From here, a TV show went into production that was based on Hop's exploits, a show that a young Clark Kent grew up watching on old Pa Kent's television set. But Hop was kept alive and youthful the whole time on Eidos, part of an experiment from Dr. Anthelm. He was in the midst of finding how to tamper with human memory, saying that he, over time, had made the world forget a great many things for a pretty, pretty penny. Which extends to public recollection of Hop, aside from the foggiest of memories, which is just enough to draw in the Man of Steel. Hop Harrigan and Superman escape, but Dr. Anthelm triggers a failsafe. Hop forgets how to fly, and the plane crashes. Superman is recovered days later, but Hop is forgotten once more. Clark doesn't even remember the adventure to begin with. It's unclear if Hop Harrigan is gone, or might appear later down the line, but that's as far as his story has flown. The comic books of World War II were more than just entertainment. They were a reflection of the times and a tool for shaping public sentiment. The war's impact on comic book narratives was profound, leading to the rise of patriotic themes, heroic protagonists, and stories that resonated with the experiences of millions of Americans. Characters like Hop Harrigan exemplified the ideal of the everyday hero, contributing to the war effort with bravery. And that's where we'll leave our story for now. If you really enjoyed the video, hopefully enough to have left a like and subscribed, you'll be happy to know that we also have a video available here on Superman, because who doesn't love the Big Blue Boy Scout? Thanks for sticking with us. I'll see you in the next one.